so pretty.
We do, and our outfits, I think they go together
We look
somehow. Yeah. Wow.
Let's talk about how.
Guys.
Hello, guys. I need boobs.
I need boobs, guys.
I want mine to sit up here.
No, ew.
Hi, guys.
Hi, welcome to the
Moral of the story is with Kat and
Tsogo.
there we go. So this is episode something. We don't know. It's just really just winging it.
It's episode 3.
3.
Mm-hmm.
And today we want to talk about something that we actually have in common. Ne?
Mm-hmm.
We are only kids to our moms, right?
Yes.
Born outside of wedlock. It's not a thing.
It is a thing.
We'll talk about that another day. And we have half siblings. I have 4 on my side. You have what? 3, 2.
I have 3 that I know of.
Oh,
It's
crap.
safe to say
Actually, I have 4 3 that I've met. 1,
I have 3 that
and
I
then
know.
1 that's somewhere out there that I must still meet.
Mm.
I'll find him. It's a him. The rest is girls.
Okay.
So I thought we could get into conversation about how, I don't know, I met my half siblings. 1 I met in high school. It was a very random thing that happened, that my father said, oh, your sister's at school. I'm like, huh? Because we actually did not even like each other with this chick, right? And that's how I found out about her. Second one I met 2-3 years, no, maybe longer, 3-4 years ago. Boxing Day. I planned lunch with my dad, who decided he's gonna come with his wife and his last born daughter. So that's how I met her. We've been following each other on social media. I knew who she was.
When was this?
This is maybe 3-4 years ago.
Oh.
I knew who she was when I followed her, thinking that she knows. She didn't know who I was. So she thought just this girl is following me and liking all of my pictures, which was weird, but I mean, it's social media and that's how it happened.
Yeah.
And then 1 I met last year for the first time. So it's been fine. It's nice. We talk, we're in a group chat, and we occasionally dine, do lunches and drinks and whatever. 1 who was in high school is now in Rasibek, so I don't see her much. And then there's the eldest one who's not so much into me and my existence.
Why? Do you know?
Because, well, for the most part, is that when I was born, she might have been 6 or 7. But
Yeah.
basically, she went through the whole thing with the mother.
Okay.
Yeah, so my birth was sort of a shaky thing in the
their
mother's
parents'
life, and it
relationship.
sort of like just messed with the mom, and she's never fully recovered from it. So I think she's very attached to those emotions that she feels like, hey, it's like if she accepts me, maybe she's betraying her mom. Which is weird because the mom and I, not closest of people, I've met her once, but we were fine. Like our relationship is okay. It's not tense. I met her, I shared a meal, we all sat on a table, we had a conversation, and it was fine. But before we go too far, maybe share your...
Let me check my hair first.
It's pretty damn cute, honey. See damn cute.
So I have 3 beautiful half siblings. With me, it wasn't, I didn't meet them then. When did I know about them? I don't even remember anything about. When I was younger, I just remember being unfairly treated by my dad.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, also there's those things that we don't know about because you're a child. And then growing up, you find out that it's possible that your mom could have blocked your dad from seeing you because he wasn't supporting you.
Yeah, yeah.
But then I then learned that that was not the case. He was just extremely busy. My dad is very involved with politics, and he's just, that's as far as like when my memory of him was him being at a political office, and I would visit him there. So I'd see ANC offices and say my dad works there, but he didn't work there.
Okay, yeah.
My dad has always been a teacher, and then from being a teacher, I went back to school to study, then went back to being a teacher. And then years later started working for municipality or whatever, or what is it, mayor's office, type of thing. But in all of those years, I did not even hear anything about siblings. I just remember feeling like I am the only child with my mom and dad. In my head, I'm thinking with my mom and dad, but I still don't have the privileges of an only child, which is being taken to, I guess, when you're young, also you want to be made feel special. You want to have your own room. You want to have you want to go to the best schools, or what's known as the best schools, or school in town, at least. Yes, when I have, you know what I mean? So I just, and I also remember as a child thinking, why doesn't my dad see me or come to visit me or bring me anything? If my mom can't afford this, but why can't this nigga help out? Or send money, or even clothes, something. So I grew up knowing who my dad is not the kind of guy that would send my on floor. Digital on floor. So he was not one with the envelope in brown.
I love it. Yeah.
He was not with the one with the envelope and parcels and whatever. But I remember very well that his older brother, would come visit me bearing gifts. Like he used to work in Johannesburg, and then Rena living in Limpopo, my Ramrol, like his older brother would come with clothes and whatnot. I didn't know whether it's my dad sending him, or he would just feel like because he's not doing it, let me rather help out or whatever, just so that there's that relationship, but at least something comes from their family. And then he'd visit me, and also because I was so young, I would get confused. Is this my dad? Like at some point I thought perhaps this is my dad. But I knew who my dad was.
Sure.
You know? Like, maybe this is my dad because he's the one that brings stuff here.
And the other man doesn't.
The other man that I love so much. You know, I used to compare my dad with Chuck Norris.
What? Guys.
Because I love Chuck Norris so much and I idolized him.
Yes.
And I was like, but why isn't he like this? But they look alike. But why? Anyway, like, you know,
no, true. The thing.
Anyway, so every time I'd see him, I'd be like, oh, there's my dad. Because my one is not coming, so this one is always on TV, so you might as well be mine. Anyway, and then I met my half siblings years later. I think halfway through my high school. In fact, I think I was in matric when my dad asked me if he can register my sister in the school that I was in for my matric, and I was like, hell to the no. If you love your kids, don't bring them to the school. But also I was trying to send signals, you know, that I came to the school. So if you love those ones, because clearly I didn't have the love. So if you want those ones to feel loved, don't bring them to the school. And obviously years later, you realize that was the best school for me, because learned a lot of things from there, and I have great
Absolutely.
people that I still have in my life from that school. But considering the state of the school and the resources there and
It's
whatever,
not the
and then you
same.
feel like, damn, we had it hard. But I think that's the kind of school that gave me the backbone, or the tough person that I think I am now,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and the great friends that I have now.
Yeah.
So, but otherwise, in terms of my dad as a parent, guys, I don't want to lie. We are great friends now, and I love my half sisters and brother. Mara, my dad, I have never, and you know what? It's funny. I've never hidden this from him. He knows, like he's the guy that I'd say, but Mara, we know only so.
Yeah.
Why nothing in? Why this? Why that? And he, oh my God, my dad is the softest speaker
He is.
ever.
So your dad is
Very
like such,
polite.
and tiny. Like I can't imagine.
And very tiny and very polite. Like you charm, you charm you out of your problem.
It's like all your psychological things you are creating by yourself.
You change the subject, and I'll be also. I would go with him there.
Yeah.
Like if he changes the subject, but also obviously as a child, that thing still sits in me.
No, absolutely, yeah.
I tried speaking to him about school shoes, but I'm home now. I don't remember where that conversation ended. I was supposed to come back with school shoes.
Which is the reason why you went in the first place, right? Yeah.
Where are the school shoes? Go right if you
Yeah.
Oh shit. I don't know what happened, but the fact is I was with my dad. I spent the day with my dad.
Yeah.
You know, although I'd tell him off and I'd tell him how I feel, I'd still come back. Like, your dad is your dad, man.
Which is this.
We have a very love-hate relationship, me and him. We're friends now. I think I'm a better person now. I chose to be a bigger person and forgive him, even though he didn't ask for forgiveness.
You
and
sort
then
of have to,
on.
yeah.
Because for me, I had to let go of the baggage because it was just too heavy on me. And then I felt like this is a great guy, you know, minus the fact that he didn't take care of me financially and otherwise. He's a great guy. He's a guy that I can talk to about anything.
Yeah.
Minus the fact that he didn't take care. Can I repeat that?
It's strange.
Minus the fact that he didn't take care of me financially and otherwise.
But also, you're like, I'm older. I'm doing me now. So holding on to these things really, what is it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But my half siblings are amazing. We met and then we just clicked and we were just like, oh my God, where have you been all my life?
Yes, I got the same. I got the same with mine.
Yeah.
My relationship with my dad is quite strange. I don't know how to define it. I don't know if it's safe to say I feel nothing about it. Is that a thing?
Yeah, it is.
And not in a bad way, because I met my dad very randomly one day. The only memory I have of meeting my dad, which might not even be the time I met him, is that he came. I was staying with my grandmother. He came, and then I remember my mom, Ari, Taka report and I like it was that moment.
You're like,
and that's how I knew this is my dad. Never been a conversation.
They
From then on, it's never been. I think we've just our
different.
culture is just very different from.
It's crazy though.
And then fast forward, he would show up at my house randomly. Show up. The one time he was quite pooped, and he jumped the wall. Again, one no kind. My mother was just like, leave, ignore. He will go, and he was gone. You know.
And you're like, what?
It's not a conversation. All of these things were never conversations.
Okay.
And then I would make random visits because Naberaka go University of the Northwest.
Yeah.
So I would go there after school with my friend. I'd be like, yo, let's KFC, let's go to my dad. That was the thing, let's go to my dad. And then I show up, go Univo admin office, and I go see my dad. And that was it. These are the sort of relationships we had. I'm fit 20 rand or 50.
I draw 20 rand back up, pencil with my dad.
And then I would need clothes. My mom, speak to your father. I would go, I need clothes. He would say, go to, I mean, true words then was like,
Yeah.
you know. So he would say, go to the shop, pick what you want, leave it there.
I'll go pay for it.
Pay for it.
Aww.
That happened. That's why I'm like, it's not I don't hate him, but I also like not crazy about him because we've never had a proper relationship. And then I remember at some point my mom decided she's gonna go to maintenance court. And in that moment, I don't even know if it was I think there was a denial of paternity in that space.
Yeah.
Because I remember leaving my Mafeking with my mom one morning. We went to Klerksdorp or Potch for a paternity test.
You did?
And my mom didn't have a car then. I remember we standing what they call go hiking spot.
Yes.
And I remember my father passing with his wife, passing us in Mafeking to Potch. We got a lift, we went to Potch or Klerksdorp.
How do you know it was him?
I know him.
You saw him?
Somebody, yes,
Okay,
I know him.
and you know his car.
I know his car.
Okay. I thought maybe your mom said,
no, he passed, you know. And then we took these tests. The same thing happened from there. Standing at the hiking spot, back to Mafeking, my father drove past and left. But then the results came back, proving what he already knew. And then that was it.
Why did you then do the paternity? Because you guys already knew.
I think at that point my mom was tired of dealing with his family situation.
Oh, because they probably didn't believe it.
I've always thought everybody's always believed something, but it needed to be a thing.
Oh, okay.
So somebody needed to have a narrative about how I came into, because my mom and my father's wife worked in the same hospital.
Okay.
They sort of knew. They were not friends, but they existed in the same space.
Okay.
So came back, results came out, and that was it. Like there was never, I don't think she wanted money out of him at that point.
It was like,
here it is, sir.
Yeah.
It's on paper now, do what you will.
Yeah.
Ne? And it's been done, right? It's been over. So, I don't know, my dad, like we speak on my birthday, on his birthday, on a good year, on Father's Day, I'll say Happy Father's Day. On a good year, maybe we'll exchange a call or two, and that's it. But it doesn't make me feel any less than a child or whatever, or I feel like I've lacked something because he was never an active part of my life. But I can't say he didn't do anything. I guess at that time he did what he could to the best of his ability.
But it does not also stop, or it does not also, it doesn't stop us from wanting or wishing to have had them in our lives, or active in our lives in a manner that would, because now you're thinking, why not be civil because a child is innocent? Whether or not my mom is denying you to see me, if that was the case, because I don't even know at this point, why not do the right thing? Like what happened to just doing the right thing? Maintain the child, take care of the child financially. Perhaps then you'll have the rights to see the child, because sometimes really it doesn't make sense to these women to let, I'm not even supporting the fact that some women don't let men see their children because they don't support, but it doesn't make sense to some of them, because you feel like, how else then are you going to tell your child that this man is like this, he's not even supporting you? So how else are you going to tell them? If I'm denying you access to your kids, they will ask, where's Papa? And I will say, your dad doesn't want to support you.
But remember, I think with our culture back then, like things are different now that you're older and your parents.
Yeah.
But I think back then, there's never been ground go high where these things are conversations.
That's true.
You've just always sort of gone with the flow. If Papa, Baraki Papa, okay.
Yeah.
There's no background of how, where, what happened. You
and
don't
also
ask.
Yes. And also
questions.
because perhaps you're right, because if they haven't done the right thing, which means opatela damage or signs of there wasn't an opportunity for them to just rock up.
Exactly.
and say, "Ke tlo bona ngwana." O tlo mmona ngwana o mo fe?
Wa mang?
Oh, wa mang? O mo pateletseng eng ko kae?
And the thing is with my father, my mother was pregnant, his wife was pregnant.
So you have a sibling?
I have
Older
a
than me.
sibling who's 7 months older than me.
Oh, okay.
And then I've just recently found out there's a boy who was born 87. So there's 87, 86, 85, 86, 87. Meaning 3 women were pregnant like within months of each other. Some possibly, but so when his wife gave birth to her second, but that 9, it's
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I can only imagine. I think when you get older and you put yourself in this woman's position, you can only imagine what she knew, how much she knew.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And what it created in her head. It's her story to tell.
Yeah.
But also, my mom then will have her own version of what she knew to be.
Yeah.
Because as we get older, we learn that men actually lie.
Yep.
Honey, they lie. So when this one is pregnant, this one didn't know that this one, and this one didn't know there's a pregnant wife at home or girlfriend at the time,
this
whatever the situation is. This one was told she's trapping me with a child.
Men
when
don't
you get
forget
old,
Urbanyakiwa. No, abaiti bali banyakiwa. No, hey, she's after me.
Yeah. So I think in us connecting with our siblings, it's realizing that this whole thing never had anything to do with us.
Yeah.
And then out of that entire mess came us.
Yes.
And the only thing we can do moving forward is to either not mess with each other or mess with each other. And when we mess with each other, meaning in a relationship as siblings, we cannot count weirdly. Like it's
I think the best thing is to just stay away from.
You stay out of the tabasabahulu.
Yes.
Because the only version I have is my mom's.
Yeah.
The only version this one has is some. But now when you have somebody who's a sibling who says, nah, I can't, I rebuke.
Yeah. Get away from me, Satan.
What do you do? People had sex, it's got nothing to do with me, it's got nothing to do with you.
Talk about blatantly talking. Like, talk
no,
about
but it's a thing that happened. And then now I was not there. And now that I'm here, and who's to blame at the end of the day?
Because you'll never know also what the story was, what this man lied to your mom about. Because asita bajalina, kitita bajabona. So how come then that this is now being forced to, because this is like, it's like put in your face. Like you are forced to be affected by this thing. And if you keep forgetting, I will remind you, especially her siblings or your siblings.
That's weird. It's crazy.
I think, she probably needs to see somebody professional about this.
But I think these conversations are sort of sensitive because then us talking about it now, you don't know what the reaction. There might be a backlash because people feel like they've been called out. But it's what's happening.
I mean, we can only say our truths. At the end of the day, I can't speak for my siblings. I can't speak for my dad. I can only speak for me.
Yeah.
Which is why we keep saying, for me, this is how I feel. Or for me, this is how I see it.
And I feel like at the end of the day, if they know you and they've gotten to fall in love with Tensha Zuho, our sister, it's a thing now that we take you as you come, and there shouldn't be an expectation for you to love my dad the way that I love my dad, because how we relate is not on the same level.
Yeah.
I once said to them, we were talking, and I said, "Yo, Papa alone," and like, "But why are you saying your dad?" I'm like, "Well."
Shame, I'd say that to my sister,
hey,
and she'd say that, "Or yo, says Papa." Like it's like a thing, like we sort of dissing each other about it, but also mostly dissing him.
Exactly. So when I said it and I realized, maybe it poked the bear in the wrong way, I was like, okay, Shaq, it's not what it is. But it's always haven't been that thing that I love you guys. I love you with my entire being, and
Yeah.
I love you with all the love that I can give. But I'm not gonna love your father the same way that you love your dad.
Yeah.
I'm not so crazy about him. I don't hate the guy. I don't know him.
Yeah, not to.
You know what I
love
mean?
him, yeah.
So, yeah.
It's weird because then you still. I think for me, the relationship I have with my siblings and their mom was very, like, even from the word go, it was just, it was okay, it was nothing bad or negative because I knew that my mom and dad had me when my mom was only 17.
Yeah.
And this is when they were, I think when she was still in school, obviously. But my stepmom, my sister's and brother's mother, his wife, came way after.
Okay, so it's not like anybody walked into
Yes,
any
it's not like
situation.
nobody, mang, mang, all of that
so
stuff.
mine is a bit tricky.
So yes, mine is like, this poor woman came way later in life, and funny enough, I've never wished them together. As little as I was,
yes,
I've never wanted. I've never seen my mom and dad together.
I wish my parents were
still
together.
Yes, like as young as I was, I've never had that thing.
Wow, because you get quite the opposite in many situations.
Yes.
Where people feel like my mom should have been with my dad.
And be angry because we didn't find them together. To me, like
so you've always been quite mature. You're very young. She's an old soul, y'all. That's beautiful, though. I've never heard anyone say it that way.
Really?
Yeah, I've never.
I think
because I wish for the opposite, and in you can imagine you had your dad. It's like you've always known who your dad was.
Yeah.
I didn't, but at some point you're like, I wonder if they were together. So it's nice to know that at that age you could look at him and say it's fine.
Yeah. Ooh. I think also my mom made sure that
he says, yeah, ooh. It's like, girl.
And then she would also tell me about the kind of person that he was when they met. And apparently when she was pregnant with me, there was another lady that was pregnant also, who was my mom's friend. But then unfortunately the child passed.
Wait, pregnant by him?
Yes. But then unfortunately then she lost.
So this shit is not like a now shit. This shit is not like a now shit. This shit is like being.
Yes.
Like
so,
people are
so
pregnant. Girlfriend, my companion, mistress.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So Chomia Hai was also pregnant.
Oh, but then
so when she told me the story, I just never had the wish or my mom could
yeah,
be
then it was
such a
always
person.
around you're better off.
Yes, I was like, but I shouldn't be a part of that though. I still want to see my dad.
Having a moment.
Yes.
Yeah, but like now,
I
like
think
why
she
you
lost
shocked?
the
Your mother was
pregnancy.
pregnant, your father's wife was pregnant, there's another lady who was pregnant.
With a boy.
But I'm like, do you know what age we are at now? We must talk about it. The next moral of the story.
Moral of the story is
Episode
for this one.
bye. Yeah, sure.
Moral of the story is for this one. What is it?
Moral of the story
It's not
is,
a nothing. It's big.
I have quite a few. Moral of the story
Okay.
is, at our age now, learning the things that have been are now shocking our systems. It shouldn't.
Moral of the story is there's nothing new under the sun. Shit has been happening.
High five! Has been! And we're still in denial.
Linoro Sanjan River had broken.
My gosh. But the other moral of the story is that I guess out of whatever situations, we have siblings that are...
Yeah, it came out of, all of this bullshit came out beautiful
And it's good
souls.
relationships, it's good healthy relationships, some working out, some not working out, which is still okay. But
Girl, you need to come to the party.
Honey, no, we don't want it that bad. And I'll see you at all the other parties coming.
Yeah.
I am coming, Shem.
So, yeah, I guess out of all this mess came out beautiful
Yeah, relationships
with our half siblings, and
I mean, one of my sisters did psychology.
yeah,
One of them is an attorney, so I've got a therapist for Mahala.
We're on our way.
For Mahala. Yes, I said for Mahala, I'm not paying any bills for you guys. My spirit animal, Homolemo, is in Rustenburg. We went to high school together. We just sort of like live these intertwined lives where we go through the same thing. It's the craziest thing.
Oh my gosh.
We go through the same thing around about the same time all the time, whether it's relationships that are failing because
Are you serious?
bonds are nonsense. She's got
Same.
2 boys, I have 2 boys. So it's like we always forever going through the same. It's just the days when I feel like I could pull her mind to come with me because I feel like she tends to hold on to things
Oh,
a
okay.
bit longer than I
Yeah.
do. Beautiful soul. But it's so crazy how our lives, like we're always going through exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Thing
Oh my
at
gosh,
similar
that's weird.
times. I need to find my brother somewhere go northwest. But he's young.
Hey,
I've
brother.
always sort of thought if my dad had a son, can he be like
Older.
old and rich? And I can just bring myself and say, I'm your sister. Oh, and he'll take care. By virtue of.
You're well taken care
But
of.
he's younger than me, so just he's gonna ask me for a time.
Yeah.
And he's a chap.
Dad.
But I hope to meet you someday.
Dad, her brother.
No.
But yeah, I think
Do
this
you
was
think
a
your
very-
siblings are the only siblings you have? Is there suspicion that they could be?
No, there was never a suspicion. Although there is a girl that reached out to me on Facebook
Girl!
a while ago. Yes, she reached out to me. I asked my dad about her.
Yeah.
My dad was like, gave me a story. I believed him, obviously. I don't know why, because this nigga, I guess.
Bashuma, I believe. Moral of the story, Kurbanna, Kibanina. We're gonna leave it there for now. A lot will make sense as we keep going forward. Like,
Moral of the story is
wow.
wow.